A good morning to everybody all over the world. My name's, for those who are seeing me for the first time on this channel, taking on the program in English as against my mother tongue of Yoruba. I'm Zubair Mohammed Taufik. For those of you who have been seeing me online, with some of my good friends that we discuss about Nigeria, starting from Flip TV, Copwave TV, Galaxy, IT, and the rest. I really want to appreciate you for being there for us. When I say us, most of our guys who have been having some content out there, reaching out to the public and probably trying to get closer to the government. There was a time I was saying something to some of my colleagues out there on the street. I said, if only Nigerian legislators really want to legislate right and they want to do it for the betterment of this country, the first avenue for them to get closer to the people are those content creators who are there on the streets asking different type of question day in, day out. They are closer to the government if only the government can make them to be more closer than ever. I was saying this sometimes ago again that the Nigerian legislators, starting from the local government, the state, the federal, they should be able to have a section in whereby even if it's going to be once or twice in a month, that they will be able to gather up some of the contents on the street there to have the feeling of what is going on within the society, and they will know what they really want to debate on. And from there, probably the people will feel the impact and enjoy dividends of democracy, which I can widely say Nigerians are not benefiting and not enjoying it the way they are supposed to. From each leaders, all we have is just these blaming games. And those who are in the center of affairs that are more closer to the government, one thing that they fail to bring justice to is that they too are not just. Not until you are just, the justice will be able to spread. I don't want to be so biased why I decided to go into my presentation in English. I really want to apologize to my viewers that along the line, you'll be able to see why I decided to make this content in English. It has to do with my own community, from what we are feeling in our own community, that we've tried to, we try to see what we can do to treat this thing with just. The just is not there in order for us to even get the justice that is well deserved. Rather, we are living a life of oppressors who are being oppressed, dictatorship in such a way that you don't have a say. The most suffering part of it is he or she who want to make himself or stand as, let me put it this way, uh, someone who wants to say something about the right thing to be done. That is the voice of the voiceless. You become a problem. You become an arrow where everybody want to see the head of their arrow being chopped up. And today, everyone is trying to give you names. It's just like giving a dog a bad name in order to crucify it. I don't want to go too deep for now. Like I said, I will have to do it gradually, that we'll be able to know what I really mean. And I want to plead to each and every one of us who will be watching my videos. I don't want you to see me as a Muslim. Don't see me as a Christian, and don't see me as a traditionalist. All I want you to see me as a human like you, because the whole world started from what we call a human. Religion came in. All religions are right, but for those who are participating in religions, they are scammers. They now make the religions to look like scamming. I don't see religion to be a scamming stuff, but those who are within the religion are the scammers. The best way for a Christian to cheat on his fellow Christian brother is to tell him, "You are my brother in the Christ." He will give you all the trust. At the end of the day, you'll be betrayed. And that of the Islam will now come to say, "Oh, we are brothers. You are this." The first thing they want to do is to say how to bring you down. I'm a living example that everything I want to say, if it has to come to Islamic religion, the culture, and what I view within, I will be able to justify it by bringing evidences from experience that I had from the side of the Muslims. As for the traditionalists, I want to appreciate them so much that for those who have met with them, I've never seen anything wrong. They've never done anything wrong within me and them. And that of the Christians, fantastic. My best friends that I have most. For those of you who are watching me, who knew me very well, knew my office in Lagos, you'll be able to know that comparatively, 80% of those who are with me are Christians. And the best business partner I've ever had in my life that I really benefited from is an Igbo man. The little thing I'm speaking out now for people to hear, to be able to understand me, I gain it from an Igbo man. The hardest time I've ever had in my life is from Muslim brothers. The hardest times I've ever had in my life is from Muslim brothers. The hardest time I've ever had in my life is from Muslim brothers. Even from my childhood, I grew up like that. My first ever good friend that I grew up with, Father, we call him Timothy James. Religion did not bring barrier between me and him. Not at all. Not at all. We spent our life successfully. We never have any problem at all. And 80% of those young ones, even the Muslims that we grew up together with, I have more than enough problems with them in the name of Muslim brothers. I grew up in it and I'm still facing it. I decided to go into English because for those of you who have been seeing some tapes out there, Imale Online TV, today we see Lobanika, 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 Lobanika. When you go into your Google now, just Google it. Lobanika, the first person you see, no part two, is Zubair Muhammad Taufik. But unfortunately, for those who don't really understand Yoruba, or who didn't really understand what is going on out there. They just see me as a troublemaker. I'm a peacemaker. I have some little records to show. My friends who are barristers and not Yorubas and not Muslims, they've helped me a lot in bringing out justice to the unjust one that they have been cheated. I'm happy and proudly to say that by the grace of God, I was able to work tirelessly with my hard working sweat money to bring justice to the unjust one who are there lying down in the Krikri prison yard. Barrister Irabo, I will never stop appreciating you for being there for the innocent guys who have been in the cell for numbers of years and just paying a visit during one of this my birthday outing that I met these guys. They are Hausa guys. They are from the north, but the three of them are not from the same region. Two are they from the northeast, and one is north central. Uh, I thank God for their life, and I thank God for my life that I was able to stand by them. And before you know it, day in day out, we've been going to the court, and they finally got justice, and they become free men on the land. As I talk to you, I don't know their whereabouts, not even having their phone number. I do it wholeheartedly from my heart and very, very happy. And I'm delighted because I'm not doing it because I want somebody to give me something out there. So when it comes to that of my hometown, when it comes, I see it as a call to duty for me to be able to say something about my land. I will really appreciate some of these human rights activists who are really human rights activists to be able to come to the aids of those who have been denied of their own justice on our land. I will not discuss about Ubumosho alone. I'm talking of Ubumosho. I will not discuss about Ubumosho alone. I will discuss about the current affairs generally, just as I used to be, what goes on about the government. For those of you who knows me very well, I discuss it fearlessly because I said what I want to say with proof of what I'm saying. At the end of the day, I should be able to stand by the truth on what I'm doing. I came across a book because sometimes I enjoy reading books. You know why? Because everything I know in terms of literature, in terms of intellectually, that you can ever think of me is the grace of God. Because I don't have the opportunity of going to school beyond my primary school, 1974, that I don't even know where my testimonial is, not to talk of certificates. So I don't have anything that has to do with that. But I did not allow this to become a barrier between me and my life. So I did not allow that limit at that time. I fight against the ED that is going to be attached to it for it to become limited so that my ignorance is going to be limited. So I decided to break the barrier the day I know that once you know your limit, all you need to do is to ignore it. I will start from justice, them, and I will borrow from the leaf of some intellectuals that I read their books, and I feel educated and I feel enlightened, and it makes me to be fearless in dealing with issues when it comes to injustice, because you just have to say it, even if they are not ready to listen to you. Once we say something is wrong, even if millions of people are doing it, it still remains wrong. Once we say something is right, even if it's only one person that is doing it, that person should remain there. Come what may, justice shall surely prevail, no matter the circumstance and no matter the level of tribulations that you may come across during your course of fighting for justice. I believe God, in His infinite mercy, will surely be with you for standing for justice. I lay emphasis more about justice, justice, justice. The good reason is that in human, justice is the first key that if it is there in you, I believe you are going to be religious. Good godliness will be with you in whatsoever the path that you are trading in. You trend, you are going to be a very good example, the exemplary of life that it will show both in you and in your generations to come, that you'll be able to lay down a very good example. Like I said, I want to borrow from the life of some of our scholars who have written a lot of books out there. And for those of us who don't have any other teachers than our pocket to pick it out there, that we want to read for fun, but along the line, we are not meeting things there that we just have to make use of in order to have a wonderful ways of life. Let me start from the principles of justice. It is stated here that justice is a principal right at the very heart and core of civilization. I don't want to use religion. I don't want to, like I said, I don't want to discuss religion. I want to discuss purely human, because human we started before we now get ourselves involved in religion. The loyalty and the supportive way we have with every religion we have, it has to do with our conscience. So don't be surprised when you see today somebody is a Muslim, tomorrow he tell you that no, 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 what is Islam? Islam, I don't have anything to do with Islam. Don't blame him. That is the level of what he knows. But at the end of the day, you just see somebody is a crossover again from Christian to Islam, from Islam to traditionalist. It goes and goes on and on. It is things of the heart. But the wonderful thing I just find out from this is I decided to read some books comparatively about religion. And then from what I read, I discovered that most of these so-called religion leaders and the teachers, all it ends is in the heart. That if your heart is clear, the rest is going to be story. So like I said, it says justice is a principal right at the very heart and the core civilization, because peace and tranquility cannot exist in an unjust world, and it is critical to defend right and justice in any religion. In any religion, irrespectful of which religion you might even belong. It is here in Nigeria that we say we have three religions. Yet, even in Nigeria, we have more than 10. It depends on the level of where you go and where you step yourself on. They might have their own books, They might not. For those that you want to say, yes, they have the books are the Muslims and the Christians. Traditionalists, just purely, we understand this, we understand this. The only thing you can say is that you just mean the philosophers who doesn't believe in Christianity, who doesn't believe in Islam. They are on their own. They are naturalists. They are natural. We call them philosophers. So some use the word free thinkers for them. So according to religion, justice entails giving each right holder what he or she deserves. Giving too much or too little is against justice. What does that mean? You want to bring justice between the two parties, probably from what they have worked on. If you decide to favor one side, this thing, they all work for something. Someone work for 8 hours, and each hour is 10 naira. So 8 hours is going to give us 80 naira. And this one works for 2 hours. Per hour is 10 naira. And the man that gave them the job to do came down and gave them 100 naira. I just said no, because they are all on the same field, you want to give them 50 naira. There's no justice in it. Where someone is there hard working for 8 hours and the other one sleeping under the tree, and he wake up to work for 2 hours. When 100 naira comes down, and you want to give them 50-50. If you give them 60-40, no justice there. If you give them 60, maybe 70-30, no justice there. Give to the man that worked for 2 hours is 20 naira for what he has worked for. And the man that has worked for 18 naira, give him his 18 naira. That is justice. So injustice, it means he who has less, give him the less the way he's supposed to have. And he who has more, allow the person that has more to go with what he has. Giving someone more than he deserves is a violation of others' rights. Giving less is an extortion of rights. As a result, justice is defined as treating everyone and everything in a balanced and correct manner by giving them their due rights. Now, what is justice? It is irritating. It is irrigating fruit trees. What is oppression? It is watering the thorns. Look at what it says. That justice is irrigating the fruit trees. Irrigating the fruit trees. That is justice. Then what is oppression? It is a water. It is watering the thorns. What are you going to gain in the thorns when it grows? It chokes you. There's not much benefit in it. But justice has what we call the fruit trees, that if you water it very well, with perseverance and resilience, you'll be able to get benefits of what you have done to the fruit trees. Let me close it here, because we cannot end the topic in a single day by saying a person who does not know justice is like a goat sucking a wolf cup. You know what that means? A goat that is thirsty of milk. Then he decided to go and pick the wolf cuff, a goat to a wolf. Probably the wolf might be sleeping. If it wakes up, you know what that means. That's going to become a food to the wolf. He milked himself for the wolf to eat it off. Goat milk itself for the wolf to eat it off. Which means the foster oppressed will one day prepare for the destruction of its natural. It will. It will. Just like I earlier said, I will get to the point of where really I'm really going. But I just want to make this as an introduction of one or two things or more that is happening in my land, Ogbomoso land, which I just want to make it at a kind of um, where we just have to study about ourselves. So that within your own environment, don't look at it that this thing is happening to them in Ogbomoso. It cannot happen to me, because when you give me time and you follow up the channel, you'll be able to know where I'm really going, and you'll be able to see what is causing conflict, a little crisis that, if it's not properly managed, can end up to become a conflict. And for someone who was not being given a due right to be able to defend or to say or to protect his or other people's rights, it becomes a case of you and a goat in a room, and you are pushing a goat, pushing a goat, pushing a goat. When you get to the wall, it will bounce back. The horn on the head might choke you in your tummy or choke you anyway. As a result of that, you might say bye bye to the world. On this, I say thank you for being with me. I still remain with yours sincerely, Zubair Muhammad Taufik. See you some other time. Thank you.